Your country 1039 KGRT, Mr. John Party, your heart or mine.
Time now for the question of the day.
That's right, question of the day time. And our question of the day comes from the fact that today happens to be National Tattoo Day. Yes, that's right, National Tattoo Day where, there's all kinds of different tattoos that you can see out there. Some of them which are very personal for everybody, which is the way that they should be. Some of them seem a little random. I had a friend of mine who get random tattoos every now and then. Not complaining. Great Wonder Woman tattoo. Still remember that one. And, there are just different types out there. But what would you say? Oops. I just realized that one didn't change, did it? No. Okay, we'll hide that. What would you say would be the most interesting tattoo that you've seen? I've seen a few interesting tattoos before. My brother is a tattoo artist. He's got a shop up in Albuquerque and does great tattoos. One of my favorite ones that he does, and I'll show it off to everybody. A great kind of like Follow the Angels thing. Amazing artistic work. Well, he's got an art degree, so that's that kind of thing. But what is the most interesting tattoo that you've seen? Or do you have a friend that has a very interesting tattoo? Well, go ahead and let me know your answers to our question of the day in honor of National Tattoo Day. 575-523-KGRT. That's 575-523-5478. You can call those in. You can text them in as well. Our text line is open. And, of course, as always, you can just go ahead and leave a comment on our social media pages, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. So go ahead and let me know in honor of National Tattoo Day, what's the most interesting tattoo that you've seen? Is it a funny one? Is it a serious one? Is it one that really means a lot? Go ahead and let me know your answers to our question of the day, 575-523-KGRT. Okay, exclusively up on our social media pages. And let me go ahead and just correct this right away because I forgot to change it. And let's see. What is the most interesting tattoo? How do you spell that? Okay. Question mark. All right. There we go. Now we can go ahead and put that up. So what is the most interesting tattoo that you have seen? Is it something that just made you go, what? Tattoos in different languages are always, questionable because you always wonder, did it actually translate well? Did they actually do that? I think there was a YouTuber I saw that got tattooed on his arm in Chinese letters, and he speaks Chinese, very fluent Chinese. He knew what he was doing, but he put on his arm Kung Pao chicken and went out into Chinatown just to see the looks on other Chinese people's faces because he wanted to see how their reaction would be to having Kung Pao chicken tattooed on his arm. Maybe he was just a fan and liked it. And that's what he told people. He says, I really love it, so I had to get it tattooed. But it's always interesting to get those reactions. And then again, there's, stuff that's supposed to look like something but really doesn't. You've seen them. But what is the most interesting tattoo that you have seen? That is our, or that you have or that somebody has. That is our question of the day in honor of National Tattoo Day. Taking a look at what's going on around the world. Mashable says that Apple is trying to design a rollable phone. That's right. The designs have been posted online, and the phone would be, basically resemble a roll of a roll-up of wad of money, I guess, like you would roll a bill. I don't know anybody that does that. Also, Russia apparently is looking at banning the iPhone because they believe the U.S. may be using them to spy. Why, that's ridiculous. Apple, on the other hand, they would spy. Also saw that General Motors is developing cars without steering wheels. And you say, how will I steer? Well, that's the point. You won't, because these would be about 2,500 self-driving cars on the road. The cars also do not have mirrors, turn signals, windshield wipers, because they are operated by computers that don't need them. Also could be operated by New Mexicans because we don't use a lot of those. Also saw Aaron Rodgers took time out from competing with a celebrity golf tournament over the weekend at Lake Tahoe to sign a pregnant woman's belly, because that happens on occasion. Interesting. Box office numbers for this week. Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1, mind you, came in number 1 at $56.2 million for the weekend. Sound of Freedom at number 2 is strong, $27 million. Insidious: The Red Door is at 13. Indiana Jones' latest offering is at 12 mil. And Elemental rounded out the top 5 at $8.7 million for the weekend. I think Dead Reckoning overall overseas, worldwide, it did about 235 million, which is not too bad. It cost about 291 mil to produce, so they'll make up their money before the end of the week, that's for sure. But I haven't really heard too much about the movie yet, as far as if it's good or what's happening. A lot of things about how it ended, but they let you know it's a part 1. There would be a part 2 coming up, so there you go. And still hearing really good things about Sound of Freedom as well. If you haven't seen that one, very serious story, but go ahead and check that one out. Let's see. Our answers to our question of the day. Annette says, I agree with you. Heath's have been the best ones I've seen so far. That's my brother. And his 3D ones are amazing. He does some amazing work. He did some butterflies for my sister as well that were just amazing. And there's this little, I don't know, it's hard to explain, but he does some great work. And let's see, anybody else on text messages right at this time? Not at the moment, but yeah, go ahead and let me know your answers to our question of the day. It is National Tattoo Day. So what is the most interesting tattoo that you've seen? There are a few that I've chuckled at. I know someone who's got a D20 on their arm right there. And if you know what a D20 is, then I'll probably see you at the Comic-Con, right? Yep. Geeks Unite. Let me know your answers to our question of the day. What is the most interesting tattoo that you have seen, all in honor of National Tattoo